Okay, greetings and welcome. This next training is to investigate yin and yang inside the martial art that you're practicing. In this case, we're looking at Wing Chun more so, but it could be any martial art. Okay, so yin, or the magnetic hand, where you pull the joints open. So we're going to use Tansa as an example, where if I was to grab something and then pull, my joints would lengthen and I'd have an elastic like I'm about to do a throwing action. So this is the yin, the magnetic. I pull the joints open. So what I want to do is contact my opponent's bridge, and as they project a force onto me, I want to pull the force. I want to lead their force. I want a tension line to grab onto them and pull them back. So the next pull, next pull, next pull. And it's got to be a contact response to force. A force pushes on my bridge, I latch onto it and pull back on it. And this aspect of Tansa is very, very important. Okay, so I haven't got a training partner to demonstrate those exercises right now, but I'll do that on a future video. But take the yin concept of when a force lands on your body and you bridge into that force, that you generate a pulling action to lead the leading edge of the force. So exercises for training the leading edge of the force are: one, your partner puts a fist out a punch, you grab that punch and then pull the leading edge of the punch out. So as you're pulling the leading edge of the punch, you feel the force and then grab and lead it. So you touch a person's punch, grab the punch and draw it out. And what you want to do is take that leading edge of the force and move a little bit in front of it as you're drawing that leading edge out to pull the person's center out. So just draw the leading edge. As you're drawing that leading edge, you'll get a sense of how much to pull so that that person's leading edge of force makes their balance overextend. So grab the punch as they push in your hand, pull the joints open and lead their balance out. Now, as you pull your finger joints open, your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder, you drop your hip, drop your spine, pull everything open all the way to the ground, you're using your mass to grab and lead the person's force. This basic idea of yielding and borrowing their energy by leading it allows you to absorb very large amounts of force by overextending the force. So this is the correct method of yielding, is to grab that leading edge and pull on it so the force can't reach you. It can't put you into a state of tension where it's continually being pulled out of its center. As you pull the force out of its center, your partner's mental, their mind intent, their feeling of power and their physical structure get separated. When you separate those three, you become the controller of their power. You own that force. So for Wing Chun, Tai Chi, any internal art, same fundamental idea. You grab the leading edge of the force and you lead it. If, let's say, you're an Aikido guy and you grab the leading edge of the force, you'd extend it into a loop and do a throw. So you'd create a circle or a spiral and the person would get pulled into a dive roll and get overextended. If you're Wing Chun, you'd grab the leading edge of the force with a Tansa and your punch would come back up the line. Once as their structure is broken, they're vulnerable and you put your strike through. So depending on what martial art you're training, the internal mechanisms are fundamentally the same if it's an internal art. Okay, so this yin aspect, very important. So train the yin aspect. On the next video, we'll look at the yang aspect and how these two reticulate and feed each other. Okay, thank you for your time and see you on the next video.